And we're live. Welcome back for another stream. Good morning all, how are you all today? Hope you're all very, very well. Welcome to the stream. FPL's finally back after the international break. Finally. Haven't made my transfer yet, but I'll make that during the stream. Still got that to do. Are you guys locked in? Have you still got to make your transfers? How are you guys shaping up this week? It's an exciting week, isn't it? Biggest double game week of the season. 12 teams with a double. A lot of bench boosts active. Mine's not, obviously. For those of you not aware, I used mine back in Gameweek 27, was it? Which, to be fair, went really well. Better than I ever could have hoped. So, yeah, that was a week where obviously benches scored very well, and it was pain for those that didn't bench boost. And I think it's my turn this week. I've got Raya, Kane, Zinchenko, and Gabriel on my bench. So, yeah, we'll have to see. What happens there. But starting 11 looks good. Are you guys on a bench boost? I suppose we'll do a few polls during the stream. Let me write a few poll ideas down so I don't forget. I saw John in the chat. John loves a poll. We'll do a chip poll. We'll do captain, a hit poll. That's 3 there. So yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. Master says, who would you choose on a free hit? On a free hit, I think I'd have the same midfield. March, Mitoma, Maddison, Rashford, and then I'd have Salah instead of Saka. Up top, I think I'd have the same front two. Defence would be Trippier, Chilwell, Shaw, and then Steele goal. Or maybe Estepinian here. Let me think. No, I think I'd go with that. Steele, Shaw, Trippier, Chilwell. March, Mitoma, Maddison, Rashford, Salah. Up top, well, what are the striker options this week? I think Tony's fine, honestly. I know he's got that potential ban and all that coming up, but I think he's fine. Is there a striker I'm forgetting? Anyway, I think that's how I'd line up on a free hit. So I'm not far off, actually, on reflection. So welcome to the streamer, Aryan, Joseph, Chocolate RDN, Sephiroth, Giannis, Ollie, Abdullah Morgan, Big C, Monjaki, Derek, Idru, Marius, and everyone else here for this deadline stream. Good to have you all here. Obviously, it's April Fools today, April 1st. I won't be trolling at all during the stream because obviously you're here for reliable news, so I won't be the one doing that, but be very wary of what you read in chat. I'll say that much. Be very wary. In fact, I did tweet something last night, and you guys probably know it was an April Fool's. This was it in case you missed it. I said I might get in trouble for leaking, but there's huge changes coming to FPL from 2023-24. They're adding a defensive mid position to make defensive mids viable. 1 point per 3 recoveries, 2 points for a clean sheet, and the triple captain is going to be replaced by double captain, where your captain and vice captain both score double. I didn't expect it to get such a big reaction. I threw that together last night, and it's got like 2,000 likes already. Do you guys think that would be good improvements, or would you think that would be bad if they added a defensive mid position to make them viable? And maybe change the triple captain to something else. Anyway. You reckon that'd be good? You'd love the double captain. I have to say, triple captain is the one chip I like the least, because it's just so much you leave up to chance. It's just all down to your captain actually doing something or not. It just exacerbates the potential swings of captaincy. I mean, we saw that this season, didn't we? With the Haaland and Rashford swings. Massive difference between how much the two scored. Morning, Cheeks. How you doing? So, I've got one transfer, and I've been thinking about which way to go. I could go Saka to Fernandes, and that leaves me with money to do Tony to Haaland in Gameweek 30. But I'm not where I want to be at this point in the season. So, my planned transfer is going to be Saka to Salah, and I'm going to captain Salah. How you doing? What do you want? Such an awkward username. What do you want? Because if I say hi to you, I'm like, hey, what do you want? No -4 for me this week. No -4. You're scared that your team will blank on April Fool's Day. It will definitely not blank, I can say that much. What do you mean, not Salah? Can't say that to me when we're in a deadline stream now. I'm set on it. It's happening. I'm going for it. The thing is, it is risky because it means I can't get Haaland at all until Game Week 33. So it is a risk, but I feel like I need to take one. How was Malta? Malta was excellent. Really, really good. Could have done with another day or two, actually. We only did 3 nights, but it was great. We got lucky with the weather. It was sunbathing weather every day, so that was nice. Nice little break. I'm back feeling refreshed. Did you guys have an international break? Any holidays? Will Wilson play? I expect he will, but it might be off the bench. Probably Isak starts. Madison captain. I like that. Madison captain makes sense. Hi from Malta. You know what? A few people reached out saying, do you want to meet for a beer while you're here in Malta? People that live there, but I was with my girlfriend, so it didn't really work. I couldn't really do that. I couldn't get away and meet for a beer. But if any of you Maltese chaps or anyone else in the world ever make it to London, definitely come to an FPL meets. They're a really good crack. You watch the football, get drunk with like-minded people. It's a good day out. My transfer plans: Saka to Salah, captain Salah. Jordan took a -12. Anyone else on a hit this week? I feel like the hits are absolutely flying this week. So many hits. And again, like looking back at the bench boost, and I'm not making this point to say like I told you so, but when I used my bench boost, it was straight after my wildcard because I knew what I was dealing with back then. It was 1 week after the wildcard, so you're very unlikely to need to take a hit or anything like that. And I didn't, and it actually went well, the bench boost as well. It could have gone worse, and I think it still would have been a good decision. Whereas those that wildcarded Gameweek 25 and now they're bench boosted, and that's an entire month later, and now people are taking hits. So I think on reflection there is a lesson there to ideally use your bench boost straight after rather than looking a month ahead. Right, let's do a news roundup and catch up on what's happened, what's been said in the press conference and so on. Starting with Chelsea, Potter says Thiago Silva and Azpilicueta still not fit for this weekend's game. Sterling and Fofana also not available, looking at potentially being back for the Liverpool game. Mount's in the squad but won't start. Pulisic doubtful with illness. James and Havertz should be available. Nottingham Forest news, Cooper said that Brendan Johnson still not back to full fitness, so sounds like he is touch and go. Arsenal news, Saliba has been ruled out against Leeds with the ongoing back injury, so I reckon it will be Rob Holding that comes in his place. So if you've got Saliba, get rid. Probably Shaw and Chilwell are the two obvious replacements. Moyes has doubts over 3 players ahead of Gameweek 29. Emerson's had sickness. Aguerd came back with a grumbly hip, and Scamacca's got a sore knee. So I've seen Emerson in a few free hits. I think I'd go for Zuma if you really wanted to pick up a West Ham defender. It is a nice double for West Ham, I can understand it. Newcastle news, Howe and Botman missed international duty with illness. He said Sven suffered nasty bout of food poisoning. Don't think he was alone in the Netherlands camp, so he left early to get himself back up to speed. He's trained with us since he's returned, so he should be fine. Man United news, I know so many of you are looking at Rashford captain, and this is what Ten Hag had to say. He said he trained, but he had to do some treatment, he had to do some individual training, and today he joined the group. That was yesterday. So I think we have one more day, and I have good hope he's available. I think so. So it sounds pretty promising. It's what we all expected, to be honest with you. These international break injuries, and then they're absolutely fine come deadline. And then a big one here last night. This is from Fowsey, who's got a Man City contact. He doesn't really leak much. He tends to only ask when it's the first kickoff. But his contact has told him Haaland's out for the game against Liverpool. Groin injury, and he won't be risked. He's never been wrong, Fowsey, by the way. So if you own Haaland, this is a big one to bear in mind. Out for the game against Liverpool. First game of the day. Flandy, thank you for the $5. He says, $5 promised. Hope you have a good weekend and best of luck in FPL. P.S. I am from Sweden. Thank you very much, Flandy. You're a man of your word on that, even though I had to reveal that I missed a penalty. Although you didn't even know that, did you? He said, I'll give you a $5 to let me know who missed the penalty. Well, I missed it. I missed the penalty. I won it, took it, missed it. Rattled the crossbar. To be fair, I don't normally take penalties, so that's my excuse. No, it's not an April Fool's, Fowsies. Not an April Fool's. No bench boost for me. In fact, let's do a poll. I'm wondering how many bench boosts are active. Is your bench boost active? We'll do a poll. Get your votes in. Starting off early on the polls. Barnes on Maddison. Now, this is an interesting one. I prefer Maddison. I just think everything goes through him. He's central to what Leicester do. He's on set pieces. He's got goals. He's got assists in him. But Barnes is a good pick, don't get me wrong. He's more of a goal threat than an assist threat, so I do get it. But he so rarely picks up bonus. This season he's picked up no bonus. I think he's got like 9 attacking returns. Or 11. But no bonus all season. Mr. Gamer. Focal just like Salah for real, both his penalties. Yeah, I know. I'm not a great penalty taker. I play centre mid. I'm like a box-to-box midfielder, so I don't really take penalties. Not really my thing. Thoughts on Solanke? Asked Joseph. I like the Solanke pick. I think he's flying under the radar. I saw Tavernier is back as well, which is good news for Solanke and Solanke owners. So, yeah, I like the Solanke pick. And they've got a good double. Bournemouth. They got 2 home games, Fulham and Brighton. Yeah, I don't hate it at all. I like the Solanke pick. Good enabler. Is Haaland playing? No, my understanding is he's out. He's not even in the squad. Obviously, they're the first game of the day, so we might get a second leak, confirming it. But Fowlsey's never been wrong, and he says that Haaland's not even in the squad. But yeah, if you wanted to wait until last minute, not too last minute, by the way, just in case we do get a bombshell. But we might have further Man City and Liverpool news closer to the deadline. I expect we will. Leaked Lineups tweeted last night that he hopes to get something. So, yeah, anything we get, I'll relay to you guys as always. We might get Liverpool leaks as well. We might even get the full 11, potentially. Is Pope starting? Yeah, he should do. I didn't include it in the news roundup, but Hal had... I can't remember exactly what he said, but his comments on Pope indicated that he's going to play. Dry Brief, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. Who's the better option for now and the future, me or Chilwell? I would say Chilwell, but one thing everyone has to bear in mind this week, we're all on different routes of our teams. If you're free hitting in Gameweek 32, then the likes of Chilwell and Shaw look even better. Because when they blank in 32, it's not a problem, you just free hit. But if you've used your free hit up already, or maybe you want to free hit in 34, which is my plan, I'm probably going to free hit 34, not 32, then you have to pay attention to the blank in 32. And that's why, partly why I'm looking at Saka to Salah rather than Fernandes. Harry says, hi Oscar, I don't have a free hit for 32. Is it worth taking out Saka and Zinchenko for Bruno and Shaw, or should I just do one of those two? Yeah, exactly that. You have to count up how many players you could potentially field in 32. You don't want to overdo it, basically. Bruno and Shaw are really good picks this week, don't get me wrong. Really, really strong transfers. But just be careful, like if you're going to end up having 7 players in 32, for example, then it's not really worth it, because you're going to end up taking -4s to get more players out anyway, so it kind of negates the benefit of them this week. So I would just do one of those two, or as I was saying, you could look at someone like Salah, who's got a double now. They play in 32, and they've got another double in 34. So that's something to consider as well. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I've got the updated expected fixtures for the rest of the season from Mikhail Tokvam. So like the 2s here in 34 and 29 mean that it's locked in, definitely happening. So if we look further ahead, there's the doubles in 34, Liverpool, West Ham, Brighton, Man United, Fulham and Man City. Liverpool and West Ham, the only ones that double, and Fulham, the only ones that double in 34, and they play in 32. So we have to be careful of our transfers, especially if you've used up your free hit. So it's hard to answer your question without knowing how many you can field in 32, but just be careful of that. But yeah, more doubles to come later in the season. This is the last big one, the biggest one, but 34 is decent. 36 should be a small double for Newcastle and Brighton. There is a chance it comes in 31, but very unlikely. And then 37 is the last double game week of the season. So after this week, we'll have another 3 double game weeks. So it's not over yet. Lots of opportunities to move up the ranks, win your mini leagues and so on. FPL Junkie says, should I get March or Bruno Fernandes for Ødegaard? My current midfield is Matoma, Rashford, Maddison and Saka. Depends what you can do with that money. I think March and Bruno are actually close this week. I really do. I'd be inclined to go for March. I really rate March. I think he's going to have a good double game week. If I wasn't getting Salah, I might even captain March. I honestly think he's that good. So I would say March, based on them being very close this week, in my opinion. I suppose what I should add to that is, are you going to have to start him after Game Week 29 or not? Because Bruno looks great to carry on starting. Everton at home in 30, Nottingham Forest in 31, whereas March has 2 tough games after. So it depends on that, I would say. If you need to start March, then go for Bruno. If you can afford to bench him, then do the opposite. Dale says, Haaland to Isak, Darwin or Watkins as I'm bench boosting this week. Out of all of those, I like Watkins the most, so I'd say Watkins. Simon says, would you do Gabriel to Shaw or Saka to Maddison for a hit using a bench boost? By the way, also got Salah as captain, feeling confident, good luck to us. Love the Salah captaincy. I feel like he's been very, very overlooked. He's a big game player, top in the league for expected goal involvement over the last 6, or over the last 4 even as well. And that's non-penalty expected goal involvement, so even if you take out the penalty he had. Gabriel to Shaw or Saka to Maddison. Depends what you're doing in 32, I suppose. It's very team dependent this week. Like Maddison plays in 32, Shaw doesn't. Depends what your plan is for 32. I'd be tempted to do both from -8, which is crazy. I think I'd do both. I don't think one's better than the other. If you plan to free hit 32, I think I'd actually do both. But you know, this week I think so much is going to come down to what Arsenal do against Leeds. If they have a quiet game, you know, if Leeds score, maybe it's like a 2-1 or you know something like that, then I think it's going to be fine. But you know, if Arsenal go and win that like 3-4-0 and Saka's got a couple of returns, then it's going to completely undo so many of the hits taken this week. But they are understandable hits when you're bringing in players like Maddison, Bruno. Gabriel to Shaw I can understand as well because they've got a good double, they've got another double in 34. I think I'd do both, honestly. Let's Talk FPL can't stream. What's wrong with Andy? Why can't he stream? Hope he's alright. Thank you Jack Brown for becoming an fplfocal member. Thanks for the support. If anyone's interested in becoming a member, it's the join button below the stream, or there's links in the description to become a member or Patreon. It supports the channel and you get some perks, like you get a little badge by your name, you get a private channel and Discord for members, early access to my videos, some goodies like that. None of my content is ever paywalled, it's always going to be free forever, but you get a few perks like that if you want to support the channel. So thank you again for that, Jack. He's away with the family. Oh, okay, fair enough. Right, what was I saying? Yeah, let's have a look at the scout selection for Gameweek 29. This is who they've gone for. They've got Steele in goal, Chilwell, Trippier, Shaw, back 3, Fernandes, Maddison, Rashford, McAllister, Mitoma. Oh, they've got Haaland up top, Haaland and Watkins. What do you guys think of the team? Not bad. Obviously, there's the Haaland news, the Haaland leak, that he's not in the squad, reportedly. So that's the only weakness I'd spot in this. Thanks, Jack. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at the bench boost poll results. 75% have the bench boost active, 25% don't. I'm going to be lucky to get Green Arrow this week. Thanks for getting your votes in. 75%. Anyone? Yeah, it's going to be a tough week to get Green Arrow if you haven't got your bench boost active. It's going to come down to captaincy, isn't it? Like if Salah smashes it, then yeah, maybe. Right, there's a lot of people asking about captain poll, so let's do that next. But you only get 4 options, so what are the best 3? We've got Rashford, and then who? Mitoma? Maddison? Other? I feel like there's going to be loads on other. It's such a... the good thing about this week is there's so many options for captaincy that, you know, it's one of those weeks, we've said it before, where when there's lots of options, go with your gut. You know, if you've got like a gut feeling about Maddison or March, or you know someone else I've not mentioned on the poll, then McAllister that I haven't mentioned, then don't be afraid to back it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to sell Saka for Salah, and he's going to be my captain. So get your votes in. Play Kane or Watkins. Watkins. You type really fast. I do, to be fair. My typing speed is about 120 words per minute, which is crazy. But that's from years of playing RuneScape growing up and other games like that. Anyone play RuneScape back in the day? Or still play old school RS? I used to stand in Varrock before the Grand Exchange existed, just spamming like selling lobsters. Ings for captain. I like the Ings shout. Yeah, he's barely been mentioned. Yeah, Ings is a great shout. How much is Ings? Yeah, old school RS. It's still going strong, right? It's still a popular game. I think it's even more popular in the main game now, right? Yeah, I literally grew up on RuneScape. I literally maxed every skill. So I completed it, basically. I completed RuneScape. I got the maximum level on every skill, and I was like, where do I even go from here? And I just stopped playing then. No Haaland today. Yeah, I saw that. Buying GF. 6.4 for Ings. Yeah, I really like the Ings pick. I think he's so under the radar. They've got 2 home games. Your account got hacked. Nightmare. 120 words per minute is insane. You play piano, right? Yeah, I play piano. I do. I play piano. Is Iversen good for the bench boost? Yeah, I like him. Obviously started before the break. It was 1-0 against Brentford. Not a bad first result for him. Didn't make any mistakes as far as I'm aware. Should carry on getting a run of games. Rodgers was asked about that. He said, you know, how many games is Iversen going to get in the team now? And Rodgers said there's no particular number of games. So I suppose it depends how you interpret that, but it sounds quite good. Victor says, oh, this guy has a face. Nice. I do have a face, yeah, can you imagine? I don't bother showing it in my videos, by the way, but I don't mind that at all. I respect the other YouTubers, you know, Andy, Harry, Raptor, Mate, etc., for you know, making themselves presentable and doing a video, every video on camera, because I just do it in my mic and I don't even have to like worry about how I look. The rise of the sub 4 mil keepers. Yeah, still in Iversen. Absolute steals. Unbelievable. No, I'm not captaining Saka. I'm going to make my transfer in a sec. There's nothing really that would change it. I suppose if there was a leak, Salah's out. But what are the chances of that? Incredibly unlikely. But I'll wait till a bit closer to the deadline, because there's no reason not to. Oh, sorry, did I miss a super chat? Let me go into YouTube Studio and pick it out that way. I hate how it manages super chats on here. They just disappear so quick. And he's got no internet. Nightmare. Tell him to use his phone's 4G. Right, where was it? Thoughts on Son to Salah and Martinelli to McAllister and Captain Rashford or Salah. Love your show. Thanks for that, RAF. I like Son to Salah. Definitely do that. Martinelli to Mac. I like that as well. Those are 2 good moves. Captaincy, I feel like this week, as I was saying earlier, just go with your gut. Rashford's the obvious one. He's going to be the most captain, definitely. I'm going to go Salah captain, but I am chasing a bit. So it depends where you are as well. Like if you're happy where you are, you just want to consolidate, then I think Rashford's the one, and he makes perfect sense. But I am chasing. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. It's my first bad season to this point, so I'm just going to go for it. I don't care if my rank gets worse. The upside is that it does get better. So Salah captain for me. But those are 2 good moves. Yeah, I like that. Kieran says -4, Matoma or McAllister to start over Haaland. Yeah, I would do it. Matoma or McAllister, nothing between them. McAllister, while he's playing the number 10 role, probably better, but I suppose you have to look for the rest of the season, and there's a chance Lallana is back, in which case Mac might drop deeper later in the season in Brighton's later doubles, but yeah, right now Mac's probably slightly better, but I'd go Mitoma between those two, and I would do the -4 if you don't have anyone else to start over Haaland, who is reportedly out. Captain poll results, let's have a look at those. Rashford 54%, Mitoma 18%, Maddison 10%, 18% are on other captain. Let me know in the chat, who's your other captain? Tai Truong says, who's number 1 keeper for Leicester, Ward or Everson? At the moment it's Everson. Obviously that could change if he has a nightmare, but right now, Everson. David says, time to carry the question from Discord to here, since I can't seem to decide. Keep Saka or get Fernandes, Salah for a hit. Is it worth it? So, I think it's worth it for Fernandes. But only if you're going to free hit in 32. But again, it depends on where you are at the moment, David. Right now, I'm not where I want to be. So my plan is to go Salah and free hit 34 instead. If we pull up those fixtures again, I like the 34 double because it's Liverpool, West Ham, Brighton, Man United, Fulham, City. So I quite like the free hit there instead, as opposed to free hitting the blank, because I can field 11 without needing to do without a free hit. Sorry, I can use free transfers to get 11 out of 32. So it's very close, but I quite like the free hit 34. So the safe route is Bruno. The chasing route is Salah, and obviously Salah, I don't know if it's the same for you, but Salah blocks Haaland for me. So if I go Saka to Salah, which is my intention, I can't get Haaland unless I were to sell Kane, but I don't want to do that before 2 home games in 30 and 31. So base it on whichever the position you're in right now. Ryan says, is a -20 okay for an aggressive bench boost? It depends who you're selling, really. I feel like -20 is a bit much. Are you really going to get the whole -20 repaid? Maybe. I don't think I would do a -20. I mean, how many points do you want on a bench boost from your bench? You'd be happy with... I mean, let me know in the chat, how many points do you want from your bench on a bench boost? You'd be happy with 15 plus, so what's the point taking the -20? You're just probably going to wipe it all away. He says, thanks for going back and checking my super chat. fplfocal is king. Thank you, REF. Appreciate that. Thanks again for that, mate. Base says, Barnes differential on my team and captain on March. Love the Barnes pick. We're talking about him a bit earlier. And I love the March captaincy. Love that. So some of the other captains, Havertz, Bowen. Yeah, I haven't even talked about Bowen. We talked about Ings, but yeah, Bowen. I like that. March, Pope. Salah. How many points on a bench boost would you be happy with? 20, 15 plus? 30 to 40. I don't know if you'll get that, Ivan. I don't know if you'll get that. Don't think you will. Who had the gold emoji? Max Simmons. I updated the membership emojis the other day, and when you get to 1 year, you get a golden focal logo by your name, which Max has. I think he's one of only 2 or 3 that has it. So yeah, shout out to Max for that. Thank you for the support. Is Haaland out next game week as well? I don't know as far as game week 30. I imagine he has a chance of playing. And Pep, if he is back, Pep will want to give him some minutes before Champions League. Because it's game week 30, Champions League against Bayern. Game week 31, Champions League again. Or is it the other way around? Anyway, either side of those game weeks, there's Champions League against Bayern. So you'll need some sharpness. Shani says he's on a -8 already and on a bench boost. Should I get another -8 to do Saka and Kane to March and Ings? 770k and you're tempted to go balls deep. I don't hate it. Like if you're chasing, which it sounds like that's your intention, I don't hate it at all. Obviously, it goes without saying, like it's not deep analysis that selling Saka and Kane for hits has the potential to backfire spectacularly. But if you're chasing, I don't hate it at all. I think March outscores Saka. Ings is a bit more punty, but I don't hate it. I mean, you're going to have so much money in the bank as well. What are your plans with that money? I'd do the Saka to March move, as long as you plan to free hit 32. Otherwise, just be careful of that, because Spurs and Arsenal don't blanket 32. March does, Ings doesn't. But yeah, I'd go for it if you're chasing. I don't hate that at all. It's the week to be aggressive, basically. Mohit says, no bench boost, struggling with my 11. He's got Kepa, Trippier, Chilwell, Estepinian, Martinelli, Saka, Mitoma, Rashford, Watkins, Kane and Tony, bench and Raya, Cher, me and Erdegaard. So, I would bench Martinelli for Cher. You have to start the double Gameweek player. And then it's just what to do with Saka, which is the boat that so many are in. Let me know in chat, by the way, what are you guys doing with Saka? Have you sold him? Who have you replaced him with? I think the most popular move this week is Saka to Bruno. If you've got loads of money, I really like Saka to Salah. So I would consider that as well, Saka to Salah. How many Brighton have you got? You got Mitoma, Estepinian. Have you got two Brighton? I think I would do Martinelli. I think I'd keep Saka. I'd do Martinelli to March. And I think you're fine with that. Yeah, I would do that. Martinelli to March. Like keeping Saka looks fine as well, to be honest with you. So, you know, you do Martinelli to March, you keep Saka. Looks fine. Benching Saka for Cher, that's a toss-up. I suppose you'd want to start Cher, but Martinelli for March is what I would do there. It's whether you bench. I suppose you bench Kane for Cher. Bench Kane for Cher. Start Saka, Martinelli to March. I think that's your best plan there. Salah or Bruno? For me, it's Salah. I'm going to sell Saka for Salah in a second. But it depends like how your team's looking. Because I'm going to be blocked from getting Haaland back. And I'm planning to free hit in 34 instead. Jack, sorry I missed that. He says Isak for Kane for a -4. And then Maddison to Salah in 31. I don't know if I'd get Isak for a -4. I don't know if I'd do that. I've got to try and remember what Hal said about Isak. It sounded like he should start, but there was something he said that just made me think, I wonder if his minutes are going to be shared, or maybe he gets benched for 1. I don't think I'd do it for a -4. I think I'd leave it. And you can make the 2 moves in 31 instead. I don't know if... Would you want to sell Maddison for Salah in 31? Oh, yeah, 31, not 30. I was thinking, like, Maddison's home to Bournemouth. Yeah, in 31, it makes a lot of sense, that move. Right, perfect. We've got about 2,500 tune in. If you guys have enjoyed the stream so far, please do hit like and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do these. Holy David and Craig, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I've only just seen that. Thank you both, David and Craig. Did that happen at the same time? I completely missed that. Thank you both. David's went to Simon, MH Gamer, Magnus, Mohit, and Davor. And Craig's went to Dry Brief. Dry Brief got one, nice. Sam Louis, Brilligum as well, nice. Does it pick them out at random, or is it people that are like active in my videos and streams? Julius and Andrew. Make sure to thank David and Craig for the 5 gifted each. Thank you both for the support. Unbelievable. Thank you for that. Dylan says, Captain Poll, curious with the Rashford flag. We did one, and Rashford was like 56%, was it? I'll just do it again, since you asked. It was Rashford. I mean, there's so many options this week. It's hard to like pick 3 to put on the poll. I'll put the poll up again though. Get your votes and we'll do some more polls later. We do love a poll here on this channel. Yeah, thank you again so much, David and Craig. Unbelievable. What's the Haaland news? The Haaland news is that, as per Fauzi, he's not in the squad. Fauzi, he's got a contact at Man City. I don't know if he's watching right now, but he's got a contact at Man City. He's not one of those accounts like Leak Lineups or like Sam, who you know, constantly posting leaks and so on. He just knows someone at Man City, and he asks generally when they've just got the first kickoff of the game week. Like he revealed that Haaland was benched back in Gameweek 15 against Fulham, for example. And he says that Haaland's out for today's game against Liverpool. Groin injury, and he won't be risked. So that's the Haaland news. I'll keep an eye out for any more news. And we might get a second confirmation from League Lineups as well. Thank you, Chocolate Toast. Love the username, Chocolate Toast. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate the support. Thank you, Chocolate Toast. As I say, if anyone wants to become a member, it supports the channel. You get some perks as well, like a little badge by your name. There's a private channel on Discord. Get early access to my videos and so on. Russell, how you doing? He says, no free hit 32. Bench boost is White to Zuma, which is done. Is it worth a -4 to Salah from Saka? Or wait, as I need him for 32. Kane away to Everton doesn't scream goals. Thoughts? The problem with Kane is there's not really any forwards to sell him for this week, whereas in midfield there's loads of options. So I'd keep Kane. Saka to Salah. I think I'd do it. I think I'd do Saka to Salah from -4. I would. Like, Saka to Bruno is the one that most people are doing, and it's kind of, it's not far behind the Salah move, but I just feel like Salah's so under the radar. So I would do the Salah move. I just think the upside is massive as well if he does go on to do well. He's a big game player. He does really well against the top 6 generally. He's got a good record against City. It's historically a very high scoring game. He's top in the league for expected goal involvement and non-penalty expected goal involvement over the last 4 game weeks, the last 6. There's just so much that points towards Salah, but he's being completely overlooked. I think it's because it does block Haaland for most teams. Marcus, thank you for becoming a member for 7 months. 7 months already. He says he wants the gold badge. You've got 5 to go, Marcus. 5 more, and then you've got the gold badge. I think I saw Max renewed for 16 months. He's got the gold badge. There is one at 24, by the way. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a black badge, which also looks really clean, but he's got the gold one. His plan is Martinelli to Bruno this week. I like that. And then Tony to Haaland next week. I like that. Does this Haaland plan now worry you? And is Bruno the best captain if I have him? No, I think that's fine. There's every chance that Haaland's back in Game Week 30 ahead of the Champions League against Bayern. We don't know much about his injury, but it sounded like he wasn't far away being back. It's hard to say because we don't know all the facts, but I would guess Haaland's going to be back for Game Week 30. And obviously they've got Champions League, so Pep's going to want to give him some match time to get his sharpness up. So I think that plan's fine. And it navigates him not playing this week quite nicely. Martinelli to Bruno, love it. Tony to Haaland next week, looks great as well. Obviously Tony could have a ban by then, or he could be suspended for yellow cards. So all looks good. Black badge incoming. Look forward to seeing that. I'll check the captain poll results in a sec. Get your votes in. Marcus, oh, where's it gone? Marcus says he's set on captain and a Brighton player. I can't choose between Matoma or March. What do you think? Can you show the projected points for the two? I can. Projected points, courtesy of FPL Review Premium, are as follows. It's got Rashford playing at 78, which is probably about right, unless they're chasing or, you know, or if they need a goal, or if it's a draw, maybe he'll stay on longer. I've actually got Bruno top here, McAllister second, and then Rashford, and then Salah. Matoma or March. Matoma's higher. Well, there's nothing in it. There's absolutely nothing in it. When it's 0.1, you don't look at that and say, oh, well, clearly Mitoma. When it's 0.1, it's absolutely negligible that there's nothing. You just flip a coin, honestly, or go with your gut. Like, March's underlying numbers are better. Mitoma's a better finisher. That's kind of the bottom line. But I'd probably go March between the two. David, thank you for the gifted membership as well. Thank you for that. Thank you for the 5 earlier and the 1 gifted which went to XXX. I think I missed a super chat. Hang on, let me catch up on that. So those are the projected points. In a second, we'll have a look at the Kings of the Game Week. Ari says Havertz or Watkins, and then captain Salah or Rashi. I prefer Watkins between those two. Captain Salah or Rashi. Rashford's the safer, obvious pick. Salah's the upside pick. So it depends on where you are right now, how your team's looking, what you're chasing, if you're happy where you are. If I was really good, well ranked right now, I'd go Rashford. But when it's very close between two players, you go for the lower owned player if you want to chase the upside. If that makes sense. You gain more if Salah outscores Rashford, as opposed to if Rashford outscores Salah. Right. Bloody hell, chat's going mad. Where did I get up to? Official INZ, thank you for also becoming a member. Great to see so many new members in the stream today. The green badges for all those new members by your names. Barisha's got the red one, my current logo. How many months is that? That must be 6. Northbank, thanks for the super chat. He says Saka and Mitoma, vice captain. Bruno, Rashford captain. Watkins, Havertz, Tony. Bench boost is De Gea, March, Estepina and Gabriel. I'm paying tribute to Rocky, who passed 22 years ago yesterday at the game versus Leeds today. Didn't know that. 22 years ago. That's nice. That's a nice touch to Rocky. I like the team. Are you looking for feedback on the players, or? I can't spot anything to change there, to be honest. It's I would definitely bench boost that if that's what you're asking. Absolutely, I would. I mean, you've got 3 out of 4 that have a double. De Gea, March, Estepinian. I'd definitely bench boost that. Gabriel, sorry. If you've got a spare transfer, you could sell him for someone like Shaw. If you haven't got him, maybe Chilwell. You could even do it for a hit, but definitely bench boost that, 100%. Rashford captain looks good. Mitoma vice, I like that. Stacked midfield, looks good. But yeah, thoughts with Rocky then, 22 years ago yesterday. Adam says he's enjoying the videos as always. Thoughts on Haaland, Saka and Davies to Nunez, Salah and Botman. So Haaland makes sense to sell this week, but are you going to want him back by Gameweek 30? It's very risky to sell. I would do it on a bench boost. I'd be wary if I wasn't, because you could just bench him this week. Yeah, and just have to remember, like, you have to think forward. How am I going to look next week? What players am I going to miss having Haaland by next week? Davies, definitely sell. Botman, yeah, I like that. He has had a stomach bug, but Hal said he's back and he's fine. So Haaland, Saka, Nunez and Salah, I don't know if I'd do that. Nunez, I don't know if I'd get Nunez. For a hit as well, I don't think I'd do that. I like the Salah transfer, but Nunez, I don't think so. I wouldn't do that. Poll results, 54% are on Rashford, 18% Mitoma, 9% are on Maddison, and 18% are on other. Can we have a hit poll? Let's do a hit poll. Start poll. How many hits are you taking? So we've got none, -4, -8, -12 or more. Shout out to Fauzi's mate as well, he's watching the stream. Yeah, if you're not following Fauzi on Twitter, he's the one that revealed the Haaland news that he's not in the squad. It's I always get it mixed up where the E is. It's FOWLESY 07. Right, I think I missed a super chat there again. Apologies for any that I've missed. Was it Adam? No, I did Adam's. I think I'm good. Let me caught up. Perfect. Keep your questions coming. Encryption says, hello Oscar, how was your trip? It was very good. Yeah, 3 nights in Malta. Could have done with an extra day, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was great. We got lucky with the weather. Did quite a bit of sunbathing. Did a little boat trip around the Maltese islands. Yeah, it was great. Kingrave, how we doing? Estepinian or Shaw? Oof. Very close. I'd say Estepinian. Henry to Shaw for -4. Yeah, I would do that. Fernandez for Saka for -8. Not for a -8. Yeah, we went to Blue Lagoon. It was heaving. We barely found a spot to lie down and sunbathe, but we did go there, yeah. I mean, it was heaving and it was March. I can't imagine what it's like in the summer. King Grave says, alright, I'm off. Watch this space. Barnes is going to be the king of the game week. Right, get your guesses in the chat on that note. Who's going to be the king of the game week? It was Saka, of course, who joined the Kings last game week. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Arsenal players this season. That's got to be a record. Guesses in the chat, who's going to be the king this game week? Can't be another Arsenal player with a single, surely. Nunez, Rashford, Salah, Isak will destroy, Matoma, Chilwell, Bruno, Mac, March for sure. I hope it's March as a March owner. We've got exactly 10 more slots, 10 more game weeks. 10 game weeks to go. Share, if it's Share. Matoma. Bowen, yeah, Bowen's a good shout. I'd love it if it was Still. When can I use my triple captain? If I still have my triple captain, I would save it for game week 34 or 37 when Man City double. You could use it on Haaland then. That's what I would do. Makes sense to save it for Haaland, really, doesn't it? There's loads of captaincy options this week, but I feel like Haaland in a later double is going to be more obvious. Background music is cool. Where's it from? This is actually my cousin's music. He's called Wilding on Spotify. The song is called Boxer Meet Canvas. Yeah, I found out recently that he makes music, and I said I really liked it, and I was like, can I use this in my streams? And he was like, of course. Lockman says, Haaland out to Darwin, my favourite. Isak, Watkins, who? I'd be very careful selling Haaland this week. I just think you're going to want him by the time Game Week 30 or 31 rolls around. It's a move that makes sense if you're on a bench boost or if you're chasing. Because if he misses out one of 30 or 31, which might happen, they've got the Champions League to navigate against Bayern, which is probably priority for City, then it could happen, but you just have to be careful. Darwin, I don't know if I'd get Darwin. I think I prefer Watkins out of those three. But again, if Darwin's your favourite, I don't hate it, you know. Go with your gut. Darwin's fine. I think I prefer Watkins though. He's in the form of his life on penalties, I believe. So I think Watkins out of those three. Right, guesses in the chat. Can you guess who the most transferred in player is this week? Most transferred in player for Game Week 29. Borussia Teeth. I love the name, by the way. Making my transfers now. Yeah, I'm going to make mine in a second as well. Let's have a check if there's any early news or leaks or anything like that. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, we're going to have to take what we see on Twitter with a pinch of salt because it's April Fools. But anything reliable, I will let you know. I won't be trolling. Most transferred in: Bruno, Mitoma, Rashford, Saka. Most transferred in is Bruno, just under 500,000 transfers in. Shaw close behind. Mitoma, Isak, interesting. March, Maddison, Estepinian, McAllister. All pretty logical transfers in. Tony, I don't think I'd be buying Tony. I think Tony's in don't buy, don't sell territory this week. He's one yellow card away from missing 2 games. He's got that potential ban for the betting scandal as well. Most transferred out: Almiron, 1 million. 1 million transfers out for Almiron. Saliba second. If in case you missed it, by the way, Saliba is out for Gameweek 29. Ødegaard, 400. Oh, some of these have potential to backfire. Maybe Ødegaard's the main one there. Haaland, we believe, is out, not even in the squad. Kane, Martinelli, Saka, Rashford. Hang on, Rashford? What's Rashford doing under the most transferred out? Who's selling Rashford? Make yourself known. Not even that. Before I forget, if anyone's not a member of the fplfocal Discord, it's a really good FPL resource. There's over 10,000 FPL managers in there, and it's got some really good channels like price changes, lineups, live scores, all completely free. Live points, bonus points, injury updates, top 10k stats, and you can choose like which alerts you want to receive. So if there's a price change, you can be alerted. I'll chuck a link in the chat to join, get involved. I'll be on there all day today throughout the games, so click that link and get involved. I think there's actually about 11,000 managers now, but definitely over 10k of us. Right, the poll was, how many hits are you taking? Over 2,000 votes. 34% are taking none, about a third. 38% are on a -4. 21% -8. And 7% are on -12 or more. The hits are absolutely flying. So 2/3 of you are taking a hit or more, taking hits. I don't have Saka captain though. I need to make my transfer. Let's do that before I forget. Saka out. Sell it in. Just triple check there's no last minute news or anything like that. I suppose I'll lock it in about 15 minutes before the deadline. But my plan is to go Saka to Salah. And then captain Salah. Mo Omar, how are we doing? He says, hi Oscar, bench boost is active. Should I do Zinchenko and Saka to Bruno and Shaw -4? Could also do Martinelli to Maddison from -8, but it would price me out of Tony and Haaland next week. I wouldn't do the -8 based on that, because you may want to go back to Haaland. You may not, but I'd be hesitant to block yourself from doing that. I think I would do it if I was on a bench boost. For a -4, I would do it. You gain an extra fixture. They're both great assets. Obviously, it goes without saying that selling Zinchenko and Saka has the potential to backfire. Obviously, they're home to Leeds. It's a really good fixture. Leeds are missing a few players. But it's a double game week. The only thing I'd mention, as I said before, is that if you've used your free hit already, then just be careful of that, because Bruno and Shaw blank in 32. But if you plan to free hit 32, then it makes perfect sense. Sean, thank you for the 5 gifted. Just seen that. Thanks so much for that, Sean. Unbelievable. He's gifted those to Virtual, Saki, Neek, Fletcher and Azri. Thanks so much for that, Sean. If you got one of those memberships, make sure you thank Sean for that. Thank you, Sean. What do you mean bad move, Oscar? What, bringing in Salah? Do you think so? Sean says, another Sean Newman says, free hit or -8. Ward, Tarkowski and Haaland out to bench boost. I still have the wild cards, so I could bench boost 34, and the current team has the likes of Henry, Badiashile, Ferguson, no Brighton, mid, triple Arsenal. I don't think I'd take a -8 to bench boost. You could, yeah, I think you're right there. What you could do is, I think it makes more sense in your case to free hit in Gameweek 32, wildcard 33, bench boost 34. I think that's probably your best strategy. But are you saying you're starting Henry, Badiashile, Ferguson? Nah, I think I would free hit. Yeah, I'd free hit this week. You can't be starting Henry, Badiashile. Ferguson's okay, but I think his minutes are going to be limited again. So I think I would free hit this week. Yeah, I would do that. If you want an idea for a free hit team, this is the scout selection. Just ignore Haaland. This is the scout selection for Game Week 29. I would free hit this week. You dead end your team into 32 with players that you don't want long term. Wildcard in 33 and bench boost 34. I think that's your best strategy. Yeah, I would go for that. Nova says, isn't Salah fasting for Ramadan? He is, but there's nothing in that. I looked into this about 2 years ago. I'll try and find the tweet. I actually looked into this, which is just like bonkers, really. Like, why am I looking into Ramadan's performance or effect on FPL players? Here it is, April the 23rd, 2021. I've seen some questions about Ramadan affecting players and performances. We saw Fofana subbed at 60 minutes last night, having fasted all day. In 2020, Premier League was suspended, so no data. 2019, Salah played 3 games. He got 3 goals, 1 assist. Mane played 3 and scored 4. Limited data, obviously, but I tweeted that Salah's my captain for Game Week 33. And Salah went on to score, by the way, that game week as captain again. So I don't think there's anything in that. I don't think there's a trend at all. And he's got the early game today, so it's not like he's fasting all day. He's got the early kickoff. I think it is a later kickoff in the second of their double, but I don't think there's anything in that, to be honest. Yeah, I can understand the thinking. Luke, good morning. He says, what's your Game Week plans this week then? I'm going to do Saka to Salah and Captain Salah. FPL is more than a hobby. Is that hobby? It doesn't fit your whole name in. It just says FPL's more than a hoe. FPL's more than a hobby. Thanks for the super sticker. I've never seen that before. Level up. Thanks for that. I've never seen that before. Sean says, Storks and Harvey Barnes, Oscar. Yeah, I like the Barnes pick. I really like the Barnes pick. The only thing I would mention is that he very rarely gets bonus. This season, he has, is it 9 returns? Barnes. He's got 9 goals, 2 assists, 11 attacking returns. Not a single bonus point all season, which is crazy. He's got the most points out of anyone yet to pick up bonus. Not a single bonus point, but I do like him. I think he's a good pick. I like Maddison slightly more if you can afford him, but I like the Barnes pick, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Barnes is good. He tweeted, Haaland was out, is that true? Yeah, it was from a guy on Twitter called Fauzi. He's never been wrong about Man City, and his contact told him that he's out for the game against Liverpool, a groin injury, and won't be risked. So I would say it's reliable, and based on that, I would plan accordingly. It is tricky, actually. If you plan to bench boost Haaland, what do you do? Do you keep him and just play one less, because you may want him after this game week, or do you sell him and maximise the bench boost and then hope he doesn't come back to hurt you after? Because you could bench boost 34 instead. Why steal over Raya in goal? I just fancy Brighton's odds more. In fact, if we haven't looked at the clean sheet odds yet, they are top of the clean sheet odds. So if anyone's in a similar position to me, I don't think many are, based on that poll earlier, like 75% of you are bench boosting. But Brighton's 64% chance of keeping at least one clean sheet. West Ham second, Chelsea, Man United, Newcastle. Pudding says, love the name, Pudding Productions. I can't afford Haaland next week. If I buy Bruno, Salah for Saka -4. Thoughts? Could get Maddison, bench boost active, probably Gameweek 32 free hit. Also, are you planning on getting Haaland back? If so, how? Well, this is it. So I'm planning to go Saka to Salah, and it does block me from getting Haaland back. So it's a bit make or break. I wouldn't do it unless you're really chasing, which I am. I feel like I'd just be stagnating if I just did the Saka to Bruno move. So it's a bit ambitious, but that's my plan. I'm going to do Saka to Salah, captain. If you're free hitting in 32, then yeah, Bruno looks fine. But you're saying that if you get both, it blocks Haaland anyway, in which case I'd say Salah. But I'd only go Salah if you're chasing, if that makes sense. It's quite a risky move. Obviously, we know what Haaland can do. Top scorer in the game, top scorer in the league. It's risky. You know, if he does sit out one of 30 or 31 either side of the Champions League, then even better. But it is risky. So, if you're not chasing, then go Maddison. Maddison's very, very good as well. It depends where you're at. It's hard to give like a concrete answer for everyone, because I think it does depend where you're at this point in the season. Some of us are chasing, some of us are looking at the people above us in mini leagues, some of us are happy where we are. Mr. Gamer says, as someone fasting for Ramadan, it's not tiring for the first few hours. Well, there you go, another reason. Like Salah plays at 12:30 today. I guess that's after the first few hours, but as I said, historically there's nothing to indicate a drop off when fasting. Pratik says ward replacement, got 3 Brighton already and free hit 32. You could actually just go straight for reversing. I mean, have a quick look at the clean sheet odds again. You could go for reversing, who's obviously replaced Ward in goal. It depends how much money you've got. I think De Gea is good because he doubles in 34. Luke says, feeling like Salah, Bruno, 2 popular picks. What are the top differentials? Top differentials, I'd say March, Ings, Bowen. I mean, even Maddison, he's like 10% owned. It's quite low. He's gone up a bit, 11.7. Who else? I mean, those are several there. Ings, Maddison, Bowen, March. I think Salah's pretty differential, especially for captaincy. Well, I guess. Thanks for the super chat, Al Khalil. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Did I miss yours, Pratik? Hang on. Sorry. Juggling so much here. I'm trying to also check for leaks and so on. FPL's more than a hobby. That was your name. It says, hey Oscar, is it true that YouTube gets around 30% cut of super chat, super sticker? If so, what's the best way to support you? Least I can do because you're my favourite FPL YouTuber. Thank you for that. Yeah, YouTube take something like that, like 30%. I don't know what Patreon take. I've got a Patreon as well, which is the same. It's exactly the same, like cost and everything, and they take less of a cut if you wanted to do that instead. It's really nice of you to ask that though, thank you. Yeah, Patreon's probably the best way. It's not much difference though, I think it's like an extra 10-15%, but yeah, I suppose it adds up. YouTube's just easier because it's all like here, it's the join button below stream. RSD TV says, would you do me to Chilwell from -4, free hitting in 32? For -4? I don't think I'd do that. I suppose you'd start him in all the games after as well, against Wolves, against Brighton, against Brentford, and then he's got the is it a double expected in 34 and 37? Is that right? They've got the postponement against Man United. Where is it? Chelsea. 37. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, that's worth it. I would expect that to pay off long term. Maybe not this week, but I'd expect long term for that to pay off. The gamble with Chilwell, I have to mention. I mean, I've got him, but they've got Champions League to juggle as well, right? They play... No, sorry. Yeah, they play against Real Madrid on the 12th of April and the 18th of April. So there is a chance that maybe Cucurella gets a start. It is a gamble, whereas me's nailed, but I think long term that would be repaid, so I would do it. Al-Khalil says, do I take out James and Haaland for -8 on a bench boost? No reason to take James out. We don't know if he starts or not, but we know that he's been training, and yeah, Potter kind of reiterated that he should be fine and should play. Haaland out, that's the question on the bench boost. Based on the report that he's not in the squad from Fauzi on Twitter, then I would say do it, but have a plan to get him back if you need to. So I'd keep James if that's Reece James. I mean, if that's one of the other Jameses, then yeah, I'd sell. But if that's Reece James, keep him. Haaland out, I would do it if I'm on a bench boost, yeah. Because it looks like he's almost certainly going to miss out. Right, hang on. Yeah, I did do your one, Pratik, on the ward replacement. I said Iversen. And I pulled up the clean sheet odds. If you wanted to check those, just rewind to the clean sheet odds bit. But Iversen is fine. You know, he's the one that's replaced Ward. But you could go safe with like De Gea, who doubles in 34 as well, if you can afford him. It depends how much money you've got there. Right, let me just double check for leaks and anything else that might have come through. I'm going to make my transfer in a minute as well. Rodrigo on the bench for Leeds. Not much of a leak, that one. Sam Martin said he's got nothing in terms of Leicester leaks. If he was pushed for a prediction, he'd say Iversen starts both. Inacho starts at least one, but he doesn't know anything for sure. FPL More Than a Hobby says, Patreon it is then. Wishing everybody green arrows. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for that. Thanks for the super chat and the support. It means a lot. Thank you. I don't take it for granted. I really do appreciate all the support in these streams. It's unbelievable. Ahmed says, Saka and Martinelli out for Salah and Maddison. Captain Salah -4. What can go wrong? What can go wrong? That's the question we're all asking this week. That when those of us that are selling Arsenal assets, myself included, I'm going to sell Saka for Salah as well. What can go wrong? I mean, obviously a lot can go wrong. It is risky, but it's a double game week. It does make sense when you're buying an extra fixture. So I'm going to do it. I'm sticking with it. Right, we have a very quick look at the Premier League Players Mini League. We haven't looked at this for ages. Adam Forshaw from Leeds is actually top. He's 18.9k overall. Maddison's doing well. He's 74k overall. Justin is third, just inside 200k. Are you guys beating the Premier League players? You must be beating most of these, right? Saka's 855k overall. Bamford's 1.5 mil. By the way, Maddison wildcarded last week and he transferred himself in for the first time this season. Estepinian or Dunk for the rest of the season. I would go Estepinian for the upside. He's got way more attacking threat. Estepinian. Tom Artul says bench boost active. White to Zuma. Maddison captain Solanke Hall. I like the Maddison captain. White to Zuma. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Yeah, Zuma's another one. We were talking about differentials earlier. I like the Zuma pick. As we saw on the clean sheet odds, West Ham are actually second. They've got 2 home games. 56% chance. So I like the Zuma pick. Oh, yeah, I am worried about the amount of bench boost active, but it was to be expected. Let's do one more poll to check how many of you have actually got the bench boost active. Or maybe we'll do a chip poll. That'll be new. What chip have you got active? Free hit or wild card? Bench boost? Triple captain? Or none? I'm going to refill my drink. I'll be back in 2 secs. Get your votes on the poll. Share stream. Right. What chip do you have active was the poll, and the results are as follows. 1% triple captain, 6% wildcard or free hit, 71% bench boost, 21% none. Yeah, as feared, a lot of bench boost active. Doesn't look like we've got any further leaks yet as far as Man City or Liverpool. In case you missed it, according to Fauzi on Twitter, who hasn't been wrong about City before, by the way, he said that Haaland's out for today's game against Liverpool. We haven't had much as far as other leaks. Rodrigo benched for Leeds. I don't think anyone's got him. But that's the big one. According to Fauzi on Twitter, Haaland's not in the squad. As I say, he's not been wrong before. He doesn't leak very often. He's not like one of those counts like leak lineups, but anything he tends to ask when it's the first kickoff of the day. I can't see anything else that's come through yet, but I'll keep an eye out. We've got about 50 minutes till the deadline. I'm going to make my transfer now, so let's do that. Going to lock it in. Right. Saka to Salah. Confirm. Done. Let's take a screenshot of that. Stick it on Twitter. Game week 29. Saka to locked into no Haaland, not April Fools. Boom, done. Saka, Salah, captain. That's it. It's done. If you're not following me on Twitter, at fplfocal, by the way, thanks for getting your votes in on that poll. Let's end that. If you've got any more poll ideas, let me know. We've got about 3,400 tune in. Thank you everyone that has made the stream. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. If you have, please like it and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do these streams every week, and I do lots of FPL videos every week, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those. Appreciate your being here. Just don't give me that Salah out. I'm not having it. By the way, it is April Fool's, so be very careful what you read in chat. It goes without saying in any week, but be careful of what's said in chat. Today more than ever. ABC says no bench boost. Barnes captain. Let's go differential. Barnes captain. Very, very differential, that one. God, if that comes off, fair play. Good morning, Focal, and welcome for another video. Welcome back for another video. The Haaland leak isn't April Fool's. Salah's dead. Bit dark. Does Tony get his yellow card ban? Is that what we want to poll? Any poll ideas? Best looking content creator. You want to poll that? It's got to be Harry. Harry or Dan, FPL mate. Or me or Andy. I think you got to give it to Harry, haven't you? Can we have a Haaland replacement poll? Yeah, okay. Haaland replacements. What are the options though? Watkins. Who are the options? Watkins, Havertz, Solanke. I can't think of. That's 3. Haaland to Solanke. God, I don't know about that. I do like the Solanke pick though. Don't get me wrong. Got 2 home games. Felix, Isaac, Darwin. Yeah, there's too many. It's hard to poll that. Isaac, Haaland, Haaland to Watkins done. Mario says, "Are you friends with the other content creators?" I'm very good friends with Harry and Raptor in particular. I don't talk to the others as much. Like I occasionally speak to FPL mate. Once in a while, I speak to Andy in DMs. But me, Harry, and Raptor are in a group chat together. We talk pretty much every day. Often just about YouTube stuff and FPL. But yeah, we're really good mates, us 3. Best Haaland replacements: 48% Watkins, 20% Havertz, 6% Solanke, 25% other. Who's the other? FPL1 says, "Hi Oscar, I'm getting Bruno in. Should I take a -4 to do Shaw in for Gabriel or steal in for Raya?" I prefer the Shaw move. Raya's got a double game week. I wouldn't do that. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll do the Shaw move, not the steal move. Bruno, I like that. -4, Shaw for Gabriel. It makes sense. Again, as I was saying earlier, if you have used your free hit up or you're not free hitting in 32, just be wary of the fixtures and the blanks, because Shaw blanks in 32, Gabriel doesn't. You know, Brighton blanks, still blanks, Ride doesn't. So you just have to be careful as well on what your strategy is and how many players you can field in 32 if you're not free hitting. But yeah, I'll do the Shaw move out of those 2. Yeah, I love the Ings shout. Ings, massive. What's Ings' ownership? Someone let me know in chat. No Pepsi Max. I love Pepsi Max, but it makes me like want to burp when I'm streaming, which isn't very professional. So today I'm on the orange squash. What are you all drinking? What's everyone got? Water, coffee. What's happened here? I'm just trying to check. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no further Man City news. What's this one? Oh, it's from 3 weeks ago. Oasis. Love Oasis. Shen, thank you for the super chat. Concrete. You're having a glass of concrete. Nice. Get that down you. You're fasting. Who's fasting? A lot of people fasting. Abdul Jalil is fasting. So's Omar. Pint of gravy. Nice. That's proper British, that. Tahir's fasting. Iddy's fasting. Yeah, I got respect. I don't think I could do it fasting. I'm starving right now. Although I haven't eaten anything besides a banana. Hawkstone cider. Bit early for a cider. I suppose it depends what time it is and where you are. A lot of people fasting. When does Ramadan finish? Is Pope playing? Yeah, he should do. Yeah. Hal indicated that he is back and should play. Mid-April. Oh, okay. Luke says, decided to go for Bowen, Chilwell and Everson for Saka, Gabriel and Ward. Rashford captain, bench boost active, brick in it. Nice. Good transfers, to be fair, Luke. Obviously, as we were saying all stream, the trend this week is that selling the Arsenal players could backfire, but it's justifiable. It makes sense in a double game week. Bowen, I love the Bowen pick. I really hope that comes off for you, because I've not seen him in many teams, and I'm pretty sure he was right up there on the projected points. Well, 7.8. Yeah. So he makes the top list. So he's like, what, top 10 or so. Yeah, I like the Bowen pick. I really do. I think this is a bit harsh, if anything. I think he should be higher on the projections. Love the Bowen pick. It's a shame he's not carried on from last season's form. Like, he scored over 200 points, which quite rarely happens. Only like a handful do that every season. It was an unbelievable season for him last season, but he's not got going at all this season, really. But we have seen it in patches this season. And it's 2 home games. I think they're like 1 place outside the drop. So yeah, I like the Bowen pick a lot. Servers are down. Yeah, if you haven't made your transfer, do it ASAP. Like, you might struggle to make your moves if you leave it any later. League lineup says that Haaland doesn't start. Same thing that Fauzi... Well, Fauzi said he's not even in the squad, so we'll have to see whether he's on the bench or not. Haaland doesn't start. Secondary confirmation from Team News and Ticks. So that's 2 people now that have said Haaland doesn't start. In case you missed it, it's this. He says Haaland doesn't start. Obviously, yesterday Fauzi said the same, so we'll have to see if it's even in the squad. It's, based on what Fauzi said, he's not even in the squad. Kane captain poll. All right, final captain poll with the final 3 minutes we've got. Who's your captain for Gameweek 29? We'll mix the order up a bit. Get your votes in. So yeah, in case you missed it, in case you're late to the stream, league lineup says Haaland doesn't start. Last night there was the tweet as well from Fauzi where he said that he's not even in the squad. So we'll have to see. I think league lineups is probably saying the same. When he says doesn't start, it could also mean not in the squad. But that's what Fauzi says, and league lineup says he doesn't start. Any Liverpool news? Nothing's come through. I'll keep checking. We've only got a few minutes left. But nothing from Liverpool. Right, captain poll results. Who's your captain for Gameweek 29? 43% Rashford, 10% Maddison, Matoma 18% and 28% other. Harry says Zinchenko to Henry from -4. Nah, not from -4. For Henry, I wouldn't do it from -4. If I was selling Zinchenko from -4, I think the 2 I'd look at is Shaw and Chilwell. Outside of that, I wouldn't. But yeah, take anything you see in chat with a pinch of salt. Andy says Saka could be benched, could be a troll though. Be careful of what you read in chat, that's all I'll say. mean, I've sold Saka anyway for Salah. I think a lot of people planned. I mean, why would Saka not start? It could be true, but there's no reason why he wouldn't start unless he was injured. I think he's on unless he's got some kind of knock or something. But he's on a run of consecutive starts. There's no reason why he'd be benched unless he's carrying some kind of knock or something. But yeah, as many are saying in chat, remember that it's April Fools. How long we got? 1 minute till the deadline. Final reminder to lock your team in, sort out your bench in the right order. Make sure your bench boost is active. Make sure you've activated it. Lampard is benched. You can't see a thing, 144p. I think that's your internet. I'm streaming in 1080. Saka left his boots at home. Imagine. Saka's going to watch City v Liverpool. Gerrard capped him. FPL's updating. That is the deadline. We made it. We are there. Deadline passed. Is there anyone we can go raid before we go? Before you do or disappear, if you have enjoyed the stream, do hit like on it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got 780 likes, so if everyone hits like before you go, that'll blast past 1,000. Who should we raid? Let's talk FPL. We don't need to raid Andy. If anything, he should be raiding us. No, I do the raids to support smaller channels, so I want to try and find someone smaller we can raid. FPL Inzaghi. I don't want someone that's in subscriber only mode though. It needs to be someone who's not in sub only mode. FPL Josh.
The point thing is just playing up now at this point. But anyway,
is he still live?
Because it wasn't 159 we came, then 157, then 163. So he was just playing up at this point. But anyway,
we'll head over to FPL Josh's stream. Tell him Focal sent you.
I have got Rashford advice.
Go spam raid in his chat. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I'm going to head over to FPL Josh's. Oh, he's in the chat. He says raid me. We're coming your way, Josh. Head over there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Enjoy the game week. Focal out.